Feeling sad, blue, lonely, or hopeless for long periods of time, chances are you may be suffering from depression. Studies have shown that college students are more likely to suffer from depression at some point during their college career. Therefore, it is important we become aware about depression and ways we can seek help. As a college student, I have felt overwhelmed at times, and I wanted to learn more about the topic. By learning more about depression, you will get a better understanding of how it affects college students. I will first talk to you about depression, second, how it affects college students, and last, where we can seek help. In order to understand how depression affects college students, we must first define depression and second, connect it to college students. So first, what is depression? Depression is a mental illness. On their website, last updated 2011, the National Institute of Mental Health reported that there are several types of depression. Some of them are psychotic disorder, dystemic disorder, seasonal affective disorder, major depressive disorder, and minor disorder. The most severe type of depression is a major depressive disorder. Why? Because in this case, a person may suffer for a long time, losing their both eating and sleeping habits. Even though this type of depression may only happen once, it can always come back. The second type of common depression is a bipolar depression. It is very interesting because most cases start before the age of 25, meaning it affects mostly college students and people in the youth area. In this case, a person who is suffering this type of depression may have mood swings one day and then the other. However, if these symptoms pass quickly, then the person is fine. But if they do not, that means they have depression, and untreated depression can affect a person's life. So how does depression affect college students? On their website, last updated October 14th, 2013, StudentsAgainstDepression.org, an organization devoted to prevent mental illnesses such as depression, Kristen, a college student, shares her story. Kristen was in the last year of her undergraduate studies when she was diagnosed with depression. She was applying for jobs in her field of study when she was depressed because she was rejected by the jobs. She didn't get the job. There were physical and emotional changes in Kristen. She began to become a more lifeless, duller person and began to ignore the efforts her family and her boyfriend attempted to give her as help. Kristen began to feel worthless and hopeless. She felt that she wasn't good enough because her self-esteem drops. Because, of course, she didn't get the job, so she felt that she wasn't good enough for anything. At night times, Kristen's depression became so severe that she had suicidal thoughts, something she admitted she never thought she'd have. Thankfully, Kristen was able to tackle this depression one step at a time. So these are some statistics I found. I noticed that it will give you the type of depression, how severe it is, and the top, it's the very severe. Unfortunately, slideshow cut it off, but you can see the other slides. So, now that we got a better understanding of how depression affects college students, let us move on to our second point. What causes depression? In order to understand what causes depression, we must first examine all the possible effects. Let's first examine the transition from high school to college. As we all know, high school and college are completely opposites. In high school, the workload is less, you get more assistance from your teachers, and they are constantly on your back. And in some cases, and it's free, but in some cases it costs. While in college, the workload is rigorous, and you're expected to do your own work, and it's very hard and stressful. So, now we analyze the possible cause. What really causes depression? Well, there is no specific reason for depression. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, they also stated that it can vary from a different variety of things. Homesickness, relationship problems, financial issues, or in some cases, like Kristen's situation, job rejection. So it really depends on the situation you're in and on the situation that you are in and the type of person you are, because depression can affect anyone. So now that we got a better understanding of what causes depression, where can we seek help? It is important. Depression is a very serious illness. Therefore, it is important for us to understand how we can treat depression. The most common type of treatment for depression are antidepressants and counseling. But according to an article on depression treatments, WebMD feature states that there are other ways we can treat depression. Ways such as yoga or eating and exercising right is a way that we can treat depression. Also, eliminating negative thoughts and setting ourselves positive mindsets is a way that we can treat depression, because we are eliminating all the negative things that can bring us down. So now that we discussed ways how we can eliminate depression, let us research where we can seek help. As college students, we all know that the Student Health Center is a place available to us. We all may have issues at some point, and that's why they're there, to provide us with their services. They offer counseling classes at a low cost, and we can discuss our personal issues, relationship issues, whatever it may be. They are there for us. If you do not know what you want to do in your life, you can speak to an academic advisor. They are there for you. They are there to guide you with information that can help you determine what you want to be and the right suggestions. So now that we got a better understanding of ways and where we can seek help, let's wrap things up. In order to better understand how depression affects college students, we must understand depression itself. I've spoken to you about depression. Second, I've told you about its effects. And last, I have told you about where we can seek help. Although depression may seem like something that you may not face or something that will never happen to you, it is important for you to seek to develop this information in case you ever get diagnosed with depression. Outside. And here is a poll that it's from NBC.News, and they did this poll in college, and these are some of the replies. So.